Race fans, Mr. Pace, thanks for stopping by. I know you got better things to do, and so do I, so I'm going to make this pretty quick. There's a distinction about running for the board and then being forced to run for the board and actually wanting to be on the board. So I want to make something real clear. And no one will ever tell you this, but I know for a fact that in the last couple of days, it's been told to me that the incumbents that are running for this board were forced to do it. Now, they won't tell you that to your face, okay? But there is one person, again, behind the scenes telling people to run, okay? And the statements made on Nextdoor are not accurate, okay? There's been one person on this board for almost 4 years, another person on this board for almost 2 years, another one on this board for a little over 15 months, and the other two, it's coming up on a year. Now, I will let you know that, as I said earlier, what you need to understand is who is going to be backing the incumbents versus who is not going to be backing the people running. The incumbents, as we're about to find out whether or not individuals outside of this district want to buy your vote and steer the election in the way that they want to, as they have done in the last 4 elections. It's not just one anymore. Now, the records that are basically kept at the Secretary of State are permanent. The lawsuits that were posted on this website are permanent. The decision made at the Supreme Court, permanent. No matter what someone tells you, no matter what they go and do on Nextdoor, no matter how they try to sugarcoat things, the incumbents have the backing and the privilege of having someone reach into their wallet and pull out a ton of cash to make sure that those people are reelected. All you have to do is make a decision. You've seen my website. You've probably met me. You know nothing about me, and I understand why. Maybe you don't want to come near me. I get it. All right? Ask yourself one question. Why would these people go to the trouble to try to take my house, ostracize me in the community, and do everything they've done with the help of the people putting up the money? Why would someone do that? Okay, you know, if you have common sense, it's real simple. Okay? They want to steer this district in a certain direction, and they can't do it if people who get elected to this board don't follow the vision of a small clique of people. Very small. Okay? That's why in this election they tried to set up the self-nomination forms in a way that nobody would run for the 2-year seat that Ronnie Parks now holds. Funny how that works, huh? Someone actually tried to put out a self-nomination form making it look like there was no 2-year opening. That 2-year opening is not a 2-year opening. It's actually a 4-year opening. Ask me. I went to DOLA. They explained it to me. Okay? The reason why they wanted to do that is because they figured if nobody was running against Mr. Parks, he would automatically get the seat. I will tell you now that more than one person has been told that Mr. Parks doesn't want to be on the board anymore. As a matter of fact, there are other people who don't want to be on the board, and one of them is Anthony Pizzi. Okay? Now, I want to tell you that my sources are absolutely super credible. All right? In the fact that Mr. Pizzi was told by his wife to run, basically forced. The other two, I don't know, but it doesn't matter. So you have one very big decision to make, okay? 4 of them technically, okay? You either want to keep going the way we're going with the people that are already on the board who are controlled by one person, a few developers, and some people who have a lot more money than I do, who failed to take my house. That is the end of it. When that failed, what you need to find out is, did any of those people benefit through their companies? Well, guess what? In the newsletter that was posted before Mrs. Bliss got off the board, it's actually in there. What I will tell you now is there is a document that I was never supposed to get my hands on, ever, that was put together by this district and their lawyers. That was basically an attack piece that I now know about. So I'm going to make this really easy on you. Pizzi, Killett, and Porter are the remaining people on the board who know about that document. And I can't let you get away with it. I can't let it stand. I'm sorry. I know I'm going to lose votes, and I understand that. I totally sympathize with you that I shouldn't make that statement. But the point is, you don't know what's in this document, and I do. Okay? It was an all-out attack against me, the fact that I serve my country, And they even bring the Veterans Affairs Department into it. That's how bad it got. And Miss Gina St. James, you know about the document, don't you? So the pity card don't play, and neither does the kid card, okay? Because your kids have never had to see mommy's name smeared all over an attack flyer, have they? And that goes for the rest of the board. So if you want to keep smearing my name, then expect me to keep posting the stuff I do on my website, because I'm not going anywhere. And that's what's pissing you off, okay? I know it. A lot of other people know it behind the scenes, and there are even now more people coming to this website and Nextdoor and reading exactly what's being posted. And there are people in the background whose names I'm not allowed to mention who are definitely keeping an eye on my website. Okay, so you want to come in here and make some flippant statements or off the cuff comments or make some veiled threats? By all means, go on to Nextdoor and do it too. But this election's going to be a fair election, and I'm going to see to it. Because I'm not going to have you malign any of these people, and I don't know 99% of them who are running. But don't malign them with me, because I'm not them and they're not me. Okay? You know who I am, and I know who you are. And you're not going to get away with it. My name's Mr. Pace. Come here, read the documents. If you have a question, just come over and ask. It's real simple, okay? They're going to blow sunshine up you know what. I just won't do that. When it's time for sunshine, you bet I will. But it's time to change the course, okay? Because here's a simple fact. Mr. Pitsey is actually Mrs. Pitsey's pseudo, okay? So almost 10 years of the Pitseys being on this board and influencing the operations of this district. That's what you need to know. And those are facts that they can't refute. Come to a board meeting. If I get elected, I would love to see you there. Come and ask me a question. Come and ask me a question on here. Come and ask me what my idea was for a lot of other things that I won't post, and why, Miss James, that you don't understand why the developers did what they did, because the person you call a friend, Jan Pitsey, was one of the people that was behind it all the way. So that is one of the reasons why you and I don't see eye to eye. Please don't use your kids as a crux, okay? That's not fair to the children. Okay? All right? I appreciate it. All right. So anyways, that's where we're at. And at any time you board members want to resign, well, you know what? That's always an open door. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. My name's Mr. Pace. Whatever you do, please don't forget to vote. A whole bunch of honored servicemen gave their lives, so we have that right to have an election. I know the deal about our elections are bought and sold. I got that part. But you know what? At least show up to vote, right? Let's at least make it interesting, okay? And remember, I know that sounds cynical, but at least it's the truth, and you heard it from me. Oh, and the other issue on the lawsuit that was served throughout filing 11, I didn't commit bank fraud, but Mrs. Pitsey, who stood up in the room and said I did, well, I have so much time to go after her for those statements because I was never accused of bank fraud by them. They accused me of depleting the equity out of my house, which is also a false statement because there was a whole lot more equity in my house as the paperwork filed by U.S. Bank confirmed that. So if you want to make someone look bad, yeah, go look at their lawyers and listen to their rhetoric, or come over here and read what I supplied as information to the courts or whatever I had to do. I know you don't want to hear that from a candidate, but at least you're hearing it from me. Okay? Thanks, and don't forget to vote. Enjoy your evening, folks.